Got a question asking, what if a tenant denies maintenance from coming into their unit because the maintenance person brings, I guess, the on-site manager or property manager with him? Can a tenant deny entry to a property manager on a maintenance call? Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord War on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Now, we do get this issue from time to time where tenants get really selective about who's can come into the unit and whatnot. And usually what I caution my landlords is, your tenant probably may be subject to a 3-day notice to perform violation for failure to give access, okay? There's a misunderstanding, I feel like, and I think in a lot of cases here where a landlord may want to send a representative out to a unit with maintenance, primarily to understand what a potential problem is. I've had dealt with several cases before where there was mold or repairs that were going to take several days, and an on-site job visit was going to be required to the rental unit to understand what the problem is. And I did deal with some cases where tenants kind of got a little bit squirrely about who's coming into the rental unit and whatnot. And I would caution tenants that, you need to be very careful about that, because that situation could easily blow up into, notice to perform and just cause termination of the tenancy for failure to give access. A landlord has the right, or under the lease, to understand what a problem is, so long as they're not abusing entry into the premises, for some unlawful purpose or to harass the tenant. That's codified in Civil Code Section 1954. Okay. I do recommend landlords, especially mom and pops, to actually go out with their maintenance people or the contractor that's going to be doing the work for a couple of different reasons, including understanding what the problem is, and also to verify that the issues have been resolved, that your contractor has installed whatever work that's to be performed at the property. I had a classic example where there was a dryer to be delivered to the property, and there's a lot of back and forth on this delivery of this new appliance. I told my landlord here, you need to send your agent or whatnot to the property to verify that the dryer was installed properly, it got delivered, it wasn't damaged of anything of any sort, and to verify that it's running. Because in this case, for example, if you have to go to court, you might have to testify as to, hey, this thing got repaired, I saw it go in, we took pictures and documented that it was, delivered and X, Y, and Z, and it was functional when we left. And, there might be some follow-up inspections. Sometimes, the Department of Health or Environmental Health is involved with habitability notices and whatnot, and you're going to want to get that documentation so you can submit that to the building inspector, that type of thing. So do think a landlord or their agent has a legitimate purpose for being at the property with their maintenance team, particularly with documenting that stuff gets done and to actually understand what the problems are. So I think that's fair game. Tenants that kind of deny entry for that purpose might be subject to, a 3-day notice to perform. So landlords, if you're facing this type of scenario, you're going back and forth with your tenants and you need help dealing with the situation, it's kind of gone out of hand, you're in the Northern California area, feel free to reach out. We might be able to help out. Put your comments, questions down below. Until next time, folks, I'll talk to you then. Thanks.